and welcome back to Opal and Mint. I am Ashley and today I'm going to show you a palette. We might paint something. We're definitely going to swatch these paints, but just a tiny little backstory if you are new here. I primarily use my Daniel Smith paints. This is my palette that I use. I have a bunch of different kinds of paints. I have handmade paints, I have different brands. I try out a lot of paints for the channel, but this is my primary go-to that if I did not have a channel and didn't test out products, I'd probably just stick to this. I might venture out into a couple of other things. I'm really enjoying handmade paints and such, but I've primarily kept to like a one brand palette. And when I do have a brand, I try to keep them all a Holbein palette, a Daniel Smith palette. This, like, I have enough from a brand to do a palette, which I don't have many that I have like a whole palette of, unless I bought like Ocean Paper, a whole palette of that. Anyways, just wanted to tell you that backstory because this palette, I wanted to put in some colors from different brands. So just some of my favorite paints that I like. Instead of getting out my Daniel Smith and then my other random one that has these two paints that I like. I wanted to have one little kind of travel palette that had some different brands in there that I enjoyed. So I got this adorable little Etchr palette. I've been eyeing this for a while on Amazon, and it was a pretty penny. Like for this tiny little palette, I believe it was $40. So not a cheap thing, and that's why it took me a while to buy it. But I wanted to show you what colors I put in this. How cute is it? I just love how petite it is, and still you have so many colors. And there's quite a bit of paint even in here. So it has this little bit, and then oops, that one paint stays wet. I just stuck my finger in that. And then we've got a mixing palette as well. And then it comes with this little swatch card so I can know what colors I have. But yeah, I'm going to go through and let you know which paints I decided to put in here, what brands are in here. We're going to swatch them out. And then we may paint something with it because I have yet to do that. I made this and I have been busy with other things, so I haven't gotten to play with it. But I think this might be a go-to travel palette for me. I think it's so stinking cute. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into swatching. If you have this or you want this, let me know all the things in the comments below. Have you even heard of this? But I love painting with ceramic for some reason. It's just, I like it. So this is right up my alley and it's so cute and tiny. Okay, so let's go ahead, turn the camera around and start swatching. All right, so I'm kind of losing my voice, so hopefully I make it through this video with my voice intact. All right, so here is the Etchr Lab palette that I've been dying to have, and it comes with little felt things in between so you can protect the ceramics. But yeah, let's go ahead and swatch. So I'm just going to go through and swatch them. I think I'm going to start with the middle and then go out. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. If you're new, yellow has traditionally been not my favorite color, but for some reason when I paint, it is my most used color. And my most used yellow is Daniel Smith's Cadmium Medium Yellow. There's something about this yellow. It's just very rich without going into the orange tones. I just really enjoy this yellow. I don't know why I'm swatching this way. I've never really swatched in a square like that, but for some reason that's what my brain did. So we're gonna go with it. All right, so that is Daniel Smith's Cadmium Yellow Medium. All right, so we're gonna go up to this red. So we got some primaries. This is another Daniel Smith paint. This is Permanent Red. Just a nice general red here. Great for mixing things. We've got some pinks in this palette too, so this didn't have to be super, super cool toned. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my swatching. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but it's fine. Okay, so 2 Daniel Smiths so far, and honestly, a lot of these are Daniel Smith, but I do have some fun different things in here as well. We're gonna go to the right. This one is interesting. It shrunk quite a bit. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the paint. It shrunk. This particular color from Daniel Smith, it shrinks quite a bit. All right, so this is Quinacridone Violet from Daniel Smith. And I've actually come to enjoy this one quite a bit. This one is a newer-ish one to me, but I have really, really been enjoying it. And it makes a great mixing color. It's such a vibrant, beautiful color that you can use in mixes. But it's also gorgeous alone as well. All right, so we're gonna keep going around, I guess, clockwise. This one, if you're familiar with Daniel Smith, will recognize this color, or my palette. This is Wisteria. This is one of my favorites. I love Wisteria so much. Such a beautiful purple. Pinky purple is just, oh, I love Wisteria. Okay. Next up, we have our first non-Daniel Smith paint, and this one is I don't know if this is considered a professional brand or not, but it's definitely a cheaper brand, and it has cracked quite a bit, and it definitely shows that it's not on the same level as the Daniel Smith paints, especially like pouring it out, kind of separates, and it just a little bit, the texture of it's a little bit off, but the color is beautiful. And this is a Turner's watercolor. This one's called Freshwater, and I really like it. I think it's a beautiful color, and I think this is the only Turner's paint I have. I got this at Jerry's quite a while ago, but I do enjoy this color, so I decided to put that one in there. I don't have anything like that one in my Daniel Smiths, and I wanted it in my palette. Okay, next up is a Daniel Smith. This is one of my newer favorite greens. So my all-time favorite green is Serpentine Genuine from Daniel Smith, but this one has quickly become a favorite, and this is Undersea Green. I just love the depth of it and just the color tone. Like, it's just so beautiful. I really enjoy using it in florals, but it can be used for so many things. Such a beautiful green. Okay. All right, so the next one going around in this circle is a Daniel Smith that I actually don't have in my Daniel Smith palette. This is Quinacridone Gold Deep. So I have Quinacridone Gold in my Daniel Smith palette, but I don't have the deep one. So I figured I'd put it in here and see if I end up using it and liking it. I bought it and when I was trying to decide which, because I have more Daniel Smiths than fit in my palette, and I was trying to make the decision of what made the cut, and I really like Quinacridone Gold, and the versatility of it because it can get so light. So I didn't really want to put both of them in there. But yeah, I wanted to see if I enjoyed this one at all. So I put it in this palette. Okay, moving on to the outer ring here. This is another Daniel Smith. This is a purple that I enjoy. This is called Purpurite Genuine. And so this is another one of their ones that are made by natural stones. So it's just a beautiful purple. So I thought I would include, purple's one of my favorite colors. So of course I've got to have some purples in here. All right, going to the next one right here. This is another Daniel Smith, another newer one, but this one I quickly have grown to love because of the granulation and different textures and effects you can get with this. This is Hematite Genuine, and This one can be used for so many fun things, but the granulation in it lends itself to different textures in like animals. So like animal noses that are all speckly, or textured skin from different kind of animals like elephants, or this one just has some really unique properties that you couldn't get just by mixing up this kind of grayish color. So I really enjoy Hematite Genuine. All right, the next one over is a Schmincke. I have a few Schmincke colors that I really enjoy but don't ever use because they're not in my normal everyday palette. And so I thought this would be a great way of getting some more use out of the Schminckes that I own. This is called Tundra Pink, and I think this is probably my favorite Schmincke color if you don't have any. This is the first one I got. I actually bought this after watching a YouTuber swatch a bunch of different Schmincke, and I was like, I want to try one. And when I saw it swatched and the way it separates, I was like, that one has to be it, because just the separation and granulation in it. This is a tiny little swatch, so it's probably not going to do it its full justice, but we'll see how it dries. Okay, the next one is a Holbein. This is actually the first Holbein that I got, and it's still my favorite. This is Shell Pink. I love this color. I love the opacity. I love the tone of this pink, and I want to use it more, so I put it in this palette. All right, next up, probably can guess what this one is just by looking at it, but this is Daniel Smith's Buff Titanium. I think aside from Moonglow, this is probably the most, actually I would say this one's more famous than Moonglow. I personally don't use Moonglow, but Buff Titanium, you better believe that is a favorite of mine, and I need it in every palette. Okay, next up is a Daniel Smith paint. This is Cerulean, and I haven't had this one super long and haven't used it a ton, but when I have used it, it's so beautiful and kind of airy and has some gorgeous granulation. I really enjoy Daniel Smith's Cerulean Blue. It's gorgeous. Now going to a nice primary blue that is a staple. This is Ultramarine from Daniel Smith. My goal eventually is, trying out different brands. You find which ultramarine you prefer, which sap green you prefer, and eventually when I find like the perfect of every color, after painting for years, people find their favorites of different colors, and that's my goal, is to eventually have a palette that has different brands with just the best of every color that I could find. All right, next up is this is a White Nights paint, and I have not used this much because, again, it's just not in a palette that I reach for often. And this is Cobalt Mist. I got a little set of 3 granulating colors from White Nights, and I just haven't reached for them. I actually have misplaced the palette that they're in. And I'm really, really sad about it. It's my Fraser Price palette box. I can't find it. I'm really hoping that I didn't leave it in a hotel somewhere when I was doing the house renovation. But anyways, I'm excited to use Cobalt Mist some more. I haven't been able to use it a ton yet. All right, the next one is Daniel Smith's Rare Green Earth. Such a beautiful earthy green, very muted green. Again, has some granulation. You will see some common themes here. I do love some granulating colors. There are some watercolor artists that love granulation and some that just want a smooth paint and don't want any of separating pigments. And that is totally a personal preference. When I first started, I was like, why on earth would I want my paint to separate? But I love the unpredictability and the textures you can get. Okay, this one is Hooker's Green from Daniel Smith. Again, a newer green to me, but it's one that is very vibrant and can be changed easily. Like I can mix whatever I want in to adjust this. So I've got my vibrant green if I want, but I can dull it down with some red. I can put yellow in it. Like there's so many things you can do with just starting with that vibrant green base. All right, we're almost done. We have 2 more. I'm so sorry about my voice. Okay, next up is one of my most used pinks from Daniel Smith. This is Quinacridone Rose. Just a nice, all around good pink. It's pink. This one is great for mixing. You can mix some beautiful purples using this ultramarine blue or the cerulean. Oh, I bet with the freshwater, that would make a really pretty muted purple. We might do some mixing. That would be fun. Okay, this one's getting out of hand. That one got bigger and bigger. I'm just gonna stop. All right, and then the last color is, oh darn it, what brand are you? Shire Blue, Schminke. There you go. This is Schminke's Shire Blue. This is one I got, this is like one of the most recent paints that I've purchased. I got this at Jerry's when I picked up my custom frame of my painting. And I was waiting and went over to the paints and I saw that they carry Schminke now. And I was like, I need another granulating because I love the Tundra Pink. So this is Shire Blue and it's gorgeous. It separates into more of like an emerald green and a teal kind of blue color, and I really, really enjoy it and I'm excited to play with it some more. So this is my Etchr Labs little travel palette, and I feel like we should paint something. What should we paint with these colors? It might look like a random mix of paints, but I mean, I've got my primaries that I can mix anything with. I've got some fun ones that I've got some pastels that I could use. This quad right here, actually, that would make a really cute painting. I've got some rich, some granulating, some vibrant. Like I have a good mix of colors here. I feel like this is a good all around palette. So I just love it. All right, so let me get a fresh sheet of paper and we're gonna paint something. I don't know what yet, but we will figure it out. Okay, so I did a quick little sketch of like a nursery print elephant. Nothing too fancy. I kind of wanted something I could just put color in and let it blend together and not be super detailed. And something that I could use for the granulating colors to like shine. So that's why I sketched that. Let's get some brushes. Where are my brushes? I'm actually gonna try this set of brushes out. I got these in another set for my watercolor class to have some brushes to use that didn't cost too much, but still had nice points. So I wanna try these out. I'm gonna start with a size 2 and I'm gonna work on the eyes first. I might try to leave a white highlight, or I might actually add that in with gouache because I normally just leave the highlight but I'm kind of feeling today that I don't want to do that. So let's start mixing some color here. All right, let me get this in the right direction. So I'm obviously going to be using this hematite a lot because I've got elephant here, but I want to throw in some different colors that aren't normal to an elephant. So like I said, this is going to be kind of a nursery print and not looking to make this like a realistic elephant. So I'm going to start by putting just a light layer for the eyes. And then we'll go in with the body and okay, start with just that. Already cute. Okay, now let's take the biggest brush in here. This is a size 6. Oh, I didn't tell you what brand or anything. These are Princeton Select brushes. So, okay, first thing I want to do, I'm going to do the body. I'm just going to get it wet first. And this is the part where we'll really play with color the most. So let's just get some wet on wet here. And I want this to kind of fade into just the bottom here. I'm not going to do any detail on the body really. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the hematite, but we're going to just wet on wet throw in some other colors in here too. So just want a little shadow of that. I'm dying to use the Shire Blue, so I'm going to. It's this one. So I just want color randomly here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Cobalt Mist as well, just because I want to see how these colors do. Put in some more water here. I want this to be really loose here. This is that Shire Blue, just kind of fading that out. Okay. All right. So I might do some more on the body later. I don't know. We'll see. I might just leave it at that. I may have overdone it. We'll see how it dries. Okay. I'm going to start with an ear now. So I'm going to start with this top part here. And I'm taking hematite first. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Cute. I want this top part to be darker. And then we're going to take water and blend that out into the top of the head. I'm going to take little like fuzzy hair strokes going up. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the face shaped. Just blending this out with clean water now. Okay. I'm going to go on the inside of this ear now, and I want to take, I think I'm going to take the Cobalt Mist. A little bit of the hematite. And we'll go in with some more like details to kind of give the elephant that structure. This first layer is just all about putting some just different colors down, trying to keep it loose. And not overdo it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I want to let this dry and kind of see where we're at, and then we can start doing some details around so this has some shape. But I also want to take the Shire Blue and splatter some paint. And I really like to splatter sometimes when it's still wet. So it will like put color randomly where you weren't expecting, and you're just not. There you go. So we're going to leave that. I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and do some different details. Okay, so I'm going to paint some details on this to finish him off. And I don't think I'm going to talk through this. I'm just going to paint and enjoy my new palette. All right, guys, so here is the, sorry, my voice is going completely gone. Okay, so here is the completed elephant, just fun, colorful, loose. But anyways, this is my Etchr palette. I will be using this in upcoming videos. I'm so excited. My new series of painting flowers every week, or however often we end up doing it, is coming on Monday. So exciting stuff happening. Let me show you. This Etchr palette video happened to fall at the perfect time because this video goes up right before we start our flower series, in which I got an Etchr sketchbook. I have not had one of these before. I am so excited to try this out, but I wanted something that I could have all the flowers together for this upcoming series. I'm not going to tell you what I ended up naming it. You will find out on Monday, but I'm working on the intro for it. Did some fun animation, but I'm excited to test out the Etchr Labs sketchbook, and this is the, I think, 8x8 size. I wanted something square. I really like this size. So yeah, if you are excited for that series, let me know in the comments below. That's coming on Monday. I'm actually about to film the first flower. I've got to decide what flower I'm going to film, but I'm excited for that series to kick off on this channel. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. I'm so grateful. I have no voice. I'm so grateful for all those that are watching, liking, commenting. It is seriously helping our channel out, and I am so excited to see where this channel goes the rest of this year. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Say a prayer for my voice. It's not going to hold up. If you want to see our future videos, including that new flower series, hit that subscribe button down below, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Blah, blah, blah.